So now topic articles related to fundamental rights at a glance. So यहाँ पर important article जो है फर्स्ट देखिए आर्टिकल नंबर 12 से स्टार्ट होता है जनरल सब्जेक्ट मैटर यहाँ पर लेफ्ट में देखिए आर्टिकल नंबर एंड राइट में सब्जेक्ट मैटर तो यहाँ पर 12 आर्टिकल नंबर 12 डिफाइन डेफिनेशन ऑफ स्टेट्स 13 लॉ इनकॉन्सिस्टेंट विथ और इन डेरोगेशन ऑफ द फंडामेंटल राइट्स and 14 equality right to equality so 14 equality before law 15 prohibition of discrimination on grounds of religion race caste sex or place of birth article 15 16 equality of opportunity in matters of public employment article 17 abolition of untouchability article 18 abolition of titles तो यहाँ पर जनरल क्या है ना आर्टिकल 12 डेफिनेशन ऑफ स्टेट्स आर्टिकल 13 laws inconsistent with or in derogation of the fundamental rights and right to equality यहाँ पर article 14 equality before law and article 15 prohibition of discrimination on grounds of religion caste sex and or place of birth article 14 equality before law okay and 16 equality of opportunity in matters of public employment so equality of opportunity जब बोलेंगे तो 16 article 16 and 17 abolition of untouchability and 18 article abolition of titles and so हमने देखा all article को and then freedom of right to freedom article 19 so right to 19 क्या है ना protection in certain rights regarding freedom of speech article 19 freedom of speech it is 19 and protection in respect of conviction of offense it is 20 and 21 protection of life and personal liberty 21A right to education 22 protection against arrest and detention in certain cases so right to freedom it is now right to freedom medium के अंदर क्या क्या आर्टिकल आएंगे आर्टिकल 19 protection of certain rights regarding freedom of speech and protection in respect to of conviction of for offense 21 protection of personal liberty 21A right to education and 22 protection against arrest and detention in certain cases and article 23 right against exploitation जहाँ पर 23 में क्या है ना prohibition of traffic in human beings and forced labor 24 prohibition of employment of children in factories etc so article 23 prohibition of traffic in human beings and forced labor so article 24 prohibited prohibition of employment of children in factories and right to freedom of religion freedom of conscience and free profession practice and propagation of religion 25 so freedom of conscience and free profession practice and propagation of religion it is 25 26 freedom to manage religious affairs article 26 and 27 freedom to manage freedom to as to pay payment of taxes and product and promotion of any particular religion तो यहाँ पर देखिए राइट अगेंस्ट एक्सप्लॉयटेशन के अंदर 23 24 जहाँ पर प्रोहिबिशन ऑफ ट्रैफिक इन ह्यूमन बींग्स and forced labor it is 23 and 24 prohibition of employment of children in factories so and 25 freedom of conscience right to freedom of religion 25 freedom of conscience and free profession practice and propagation of religion 26 freedom to manage religious affairs 27 freedom to as to payment of taxes and promotion of any particular religion 28 freedom to as to attendance at religious instruction or religious worships in certain educational institution ठीक है next cultural and education right 29 protection of interest of minorities and 30 right of minorities to establish and administer educational institution जब आपको बोलेगा कि उनका राइट है माइनॉरिटी का कि ये एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशन का आप बना सकते हैं, यस 30 आर्टिकल 30 के अंदर दिया हुआ है। कंपलसरी एक्विजिशन ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी इट इज़ 31, इसको रिपील्ड किया गया है। एंड प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ इंटरेस्ट ऑफ माइनॉरिटीज़ 29। 28 में देखिए फ्रीडम एज टू अटेंडेंस at religious instruction or religious worships in certain educational institution. Okay, and saving of certain laws like 31 saving of laws prohibition providing for acquisition of estates etc. 31b validation of certain acts and regulations 31b, and 31c saving of laws giving effect to certain direct principle. 31d saving of laws in respect to anti-national activities repealed. Saving of laws giving effect to certain direct principles 31c. 31b validation of certain acts and regulations. 31d saving laws in respect to anti-colonial anti-national activities. Right to constitutional remedies 32 remedies for enforcement of rights conferred by this part. 32 remedies for enforcement of rights conferred by this part. 32 a constitutional validity of state laws not to be considered in protest proceedings under Article 32 repealed. 33 power of Parliament to modify the rights conferred by this part in their application to forces. Article 32a constitutional validity of state laws not to be considered in proceedings under Article 32 repealed किया गया है. 32 remedies of enforcement of rights conferred by this part. 35 the legislation to give effect to the provision of this part. On 33 power of Parliament to modify the rights conferred by this part in their application to forces. 34 restriction on rights conferred by this part while manual martial laws is in force in any area. So यहाँ पर notes देखिए, Magna Carta is the Charter of Rights issued by King John of England in 1215 under pressure from the barons. So case number केशवानंद भारती वर्सेस स्टेट ऑफ केरला, यहाँ पर आप देख सकते हैं. यहाँ पर केशवानंद भारती वर्सेस स्टेट ऑफ केरला 1973 केस. मिनर्वा मिल्स वर्सेस यूनियन ऑफ इंडिया 1980 केस. सो आप देख सकते हैं. आईआर कोहेलो वर्सेस स्टेट ऑफ तमिलनाडु 2007. केशवानंद भारती वर्सेस स्टेट ऑफ केरला 1973. Though the last entry is numbered 284, the actual total number is 282. This is because the three entries 87, 18, 92 and 130 have been deleted, and one entry is numbered as 257. Article 39b says the state shall direct its policy towards securing that the ownership and control of the material resource of the community are so distributed as best to subserve the common good. So next is A.K. Gopalan versus State of Madras 1950 case. Maneka Gandhi versus Union of India 1978. So Balaji Raghavan versus Union of India 1996. इस साल याद रखिए, the provision of cooperative societies was made by the 97th Constitutional Amendment Act of 2011. Indra Swani versus Union of India 1992 is the Tamil Nadu backward class scheduled caste and scheduled tribes reservation of seats and in educational institution and of appointments or post of the services under the State Act 1994. The second provision was added by the First Amendment Act of 1951 by virtue of Article 371D inserted by the 32nd Amendment Act of 1973. Article 371D has been extended to state of Telangana by the Andhra Pradesh Reorganization Act 2014. Article 371D has been extended to the state of Telangana by the Andhra Pradesh Reorganization Act. And the Backward Commission was appointed in 1953 under the chairmanship of Kaka Kelkar. It submitted its report in 1955. So Magna Carta is the Charter of the Rights issued by King John of England in 1215 under the pressure from the barons. Okay, first written document it is. So thank you.